Hey everybody, I'm taking advantage of a snow day here in Toledo, Ohio. I'm recording my my lesson video from my home office. Today I wanted to talk about buzz rolls. Buzz rolls, this may seem like it's something where drum set players kind of tune out and they turn the video off. Please don't do that. This buzz rolls is still something that even as a drum set player, you need to know how to do. You need to know how to do it well. And you can do similarly to the double stroke roll thing that we were doing the last couple of weeks in the videos. You can incorporate this into your fills and do some really cool stuff with it. So please hang out, listen to how to do this, learn how to do this. Concert players, obviously this is going to be really helpful for you, and hopefully helpful to some band directors and maybe younger students who are trying to work on getting really good sounding clean buzz rolls. So as we kind of dive into this, something that we need to keep in mind when we're doing buzz rolls is that buzz rolls aren't super fast and buzz rolls don't need a lot of tension in the hand. Okay, when we're in kind of like 6th and 7th grade, and we're working on buzz rolls with our junior high band directors, usually they're giving us good information and then they walk away and they have to start helping other members of the band, and then we kind of default to the way that we can get the best buzz roll, and that usually comes from pinching our pointer finger and thumb when we're younger, right? So what we want to do is we want to really avoid that, right? So what we're going to end up doing is instead of pinching the pointer finger and thumb, which is the fulcrum of our grip, that's where the stick is going to rotate from, we want to keep that really, really loose, right? So that the stick can move freely. And instead, we're going to use our middle finger to add and release pressure on the stick. Okay. Notice that I didn't say the word tension because I don't want tension in the hand at all. I want everything to always be very relaxed. All I'm doing is pushing a little bit with the middle finger so that it will make the stick bounce faster. Okay. So when I go to do this buzz roll, I'm going to play from my elbow. This is one of the rare strokes that I do from the elbow. And I'm going to play from the elbow, and I'm going to keep the wrist still. I'm going to bring the stick up and let it fall forward when I lift up. And when I put it down, I'm going to push the stick down to the rim, or in this case, the pad, and get the longest buzz that I can. So I'm going to keep everything super relaxed. That middle finger is just going to have a little bit of pressure on it, and that's going to cause that buzz. I'm going to move here around the side here in a second so you can see what my hand is doing from your angle. But the biggest thing is that you need to stay super relaxed, and we want to get the longest buzz that we possibly can. Okay, so here's kind of the side view here. So this is what it's going to look like. Right, my pointer finger and thumb are super relaxed. My middle finger is basically just stopping the stick from going up and down freely. Right now, go ahead and do one stroke with your dominant hand. If right-handed people do it right-handed, left-handed people do it left-handed. Stay super relaxed, get that super long buzz. Okay? Really let it go all the way until it stops bouncing before you pick it up and do it again. Okay? Remember, move from the elbow, let your wrist be relaxed, let the stick fall forward. Okay, now do the same thing with your non-dominant hand. This is going to feel a little bit weirder, but keep it super relaxed. Again, try and match the length of that first stroke. All right. Cool. Now I'm going through this quicker than I would in a private lesson, or quicker than I would if I was, learning this for the first time, because I want to keep the video within a reasonable amount of time. But one thing that you can do to kind of work on that to really help reinforce that is just do these along to music, right? Just throw on some tunes that you feel like listening to. For me, it's the meters, right? Throw on the meters and just play, half notes, quarter notes, whole notes, doesn't matter, along to music, just trying to get the longest buzz that you can. Do a whole song where you're doing just the right hand and a whole song where you're doing just the left hand. Okay? Now, what makes a buzz roll sound really good isn't a lot of notes. It's overlapping the notes, right? So if my left hand buzz is going to last this long, right? The length of this stick is kind of the visual representation of this. If it's going to last this long, I need to make sure that my right hand starts before the left hand stops in order to overlap that buzz and get it to sound smooth and clean, right? And we get that kind of white noise sound when we do that, right? And then it has to be the same thing when I go to put the left hand in again. I got to make sure that I'm overlapping the start of the left hand with the end of the right hand. Okay, so that is really like that's the big secret to buzz rolls, and you're gonna get that through those long buzzes that you get going hand to hand, right? You're not gonna be able to get it by trying to like speed up your hands like that. Okay, so there's a couple of little tricks. What I want to do is I want to have you guys play 3 quarter notes, and then we're going to rest on the 4th quarter note, okay? We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? All we're doing is putting those buzzes that we just worked on back to back and trying to string them together for a while. And then we're leaving that break in there so that we can reset, and we're going to start over with the other hand, right? So we're working on left and right hand similarly, the same. 2, 3, 4, 4. Cool. So again, very, very relaxed, moving from the elbow, making sure the middle finger is stopping the stick, just has a little bit of pressure on there. If you're having trouble, if you're getting buzzes that are way too short, try relaxing that middle finger a little bit, making sure that you're not squeezing with the pointer finger and the thumb. The whole grip is very, very loose. So make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on that middle finger. If you're getting a buzz that's maybe too, like that, right? Too open at the beginning, add a little bit of pressure with the middle finger, right? And that'll help to tighten up that buzz a little bit, okay? So now we're gonna do that same quarter note exercise again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do that same exercise again, but this time I want you to think 16th notes while we're doing it, and you're gonna lift up your hand on the before you play the next note. Okay, so you're gonna go, when you're going right, left, right, you're gonna pick up your left hand on the of 1 and put it back down, or sorry, yes, the of 1 and then put it back down on 2, and then you're gonna pick up your right hand on the of 3 and put it back down on, or sorry, of 2 and put it back down on 3, and then we're going to come back around. It'll be left hand on count 1, so we're going to pick up the left hand on the of 4 and put it back down on count 1. Okay, so I know that was a little bit confusing, especially because I tripped my way through it. I have a diagram down there so you can see what's going on, and I'm going to show you here right now. So again, think 16th notes, think picking up on the before you play and then putting it back down. So it'll be a sharp motion, but keep your hand really relaxed, right? So we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 1, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, right? Cool. And spend some time practicing just that. Do that along to music. Again, I'm a big proponent of throwing on some tunes and practicing. I think that it's a really fun, more interesting way to kind of work on some of this stuff. But work on that sharp motion up and down. That sharp motion is going to help you get a little bit more velocity in the stick, and that's going to help get a longer buzz out of each hand. Okay. Now, on top of that, make sure that you haven't adjusted your hand in any way. When you start to speed up the hand, sometimes people start to get a little bit more tense. Keep everything very relaxed. All you're doing is moving up from the elbow a little bit quicker, right? The reason that we're moving from the elbow is that allows us to keep the hand very relaxed and not adjust any of the muscles in the hand when we go to do the buzz roll. Okay? So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, a 1, a 2, a 3. Okay? So now all we have to do is speed up the hands in order to get the buzz roll to start sounding smooth and clean. Okay? So there's only 3 things that we can adjust in a buzz roll. We can adjust the length of the buzz, how fast our hands are moving, and the volume that we're playing a buzz at, the volume that we're playing the buzz roll at. So right now I'm just kind of playing like a comfortable mezzo forte. I'm not trying to really slam it, and I'm also not trying to like be very light and gentle with it, right? Just a comfortable mezzo forte. So I have to find that spot where I'm at mezzo forte, and then I have to find that spot where the other two things kind of mash up perfectly with that mezzo forte, right? There's going to be a certain spot where my hands are moving the right speed, my buzzes are the right length, and we're at the right volume, okay? And then as we go to a louder volume, I'm going to have to adjust the other two things, right? If I adjust the volume, then I'm going to have to also adjust the hand speed and the buzz length. And so what happens is, as I get louder, my hands are going to move faster and my buzz is going to get shorter. As I get softer, my hands are going to get slower and my buzz is going to get longer, okay? So we're going to kind of experiment with that. But for right now, what I want to do is we have our volume set, and let's leave our volume where it is. Let's also leave the buzz length where it is, and we're going to speed up the hands to where it starts to sound like a buzz roll, okay? So we're going to start off with just our three. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And this is where you can do it without a song. It'll be tough because we're going to start speeding it up, right? So 1, 2. All right, so while you're doing this, make sure your sticks are staying on the head for as long as they possibly can, right until that last split second move. And then also make sure that you're not starting to get tight, okay? Now let's take out the pause in there, let's take out the rest, and let's try and string it all together. So instead of it being the groups of 3, we're just gonna play back and forth, right, left. And then work yourself to the spot where your hands, where your buzz roll starts to sound really clean, right? Find that spot where your hand speed matches the volume and the buzz length that you're playing. Okay? Now, again, I'm really harping on this because it's a really important aspect of it. Make sure that you're moving with those sharp motions up and down, and you're leaving your stick on the head as long as possible. Don't do, when I'm working with younger students, I like to call them robot strokes, right? Because when you're going down with one hand, you're coming up with the other. We got to make sure we avoid that with buzzes. Because when you do that, you're always going to have a spot where when this hand's coming down, this hand's coming up, and right there's nothing on the head, right? In this range right here, there's nothing on the head, and that's going to cause choppy buzz rolls, right? If I play like that, no matter how fast I play, I can't get a good buzz roll because I always have that gap on the head. It's not sustaining through, right? So we have to make sure that we're playing. We have to make sure we're playing with that sharp motion and that we're moving our hands quickly up and down to get that buzz to really smooth out. Okay, so again, start with that buzz roll that we were doing. Try and get your hands to where it sounds really good. It may take you some time. What I recommend doing is you start off and it's going to sound, the buzz roll is not going to sound great right away. Try and get it to the point where it sounds really great, and then consciously think about what your hands feel like, how much pressure's in your middle finger, where you're moving from, how fast your hand is moving up and down. Everything that you can kind of think of, take that all in, and then stop and start your buzz roll again, and try and get back to that same place, the same thing, all the same feelings, but try and do it a little bit quicker each time, right? Get to that buzz roll, think about what your hands feel like, stop, start it again, get to that buzz roll, think about what your hands feel like, right? As you do that, you're gonna start to train yourself to go quicker to that spot, to the thing that you wanna hit with your hands in order to get that perfect buzz roll, okay? So when you've been doing that, then start to mess around with changing your dynamics, right? So like I said, if I'm going softer, then I have to slow my hands down and I have to get longer buzzes, okay? So if I'm gonna go like this, okay, and vice versa, if I'm getting louder, without all the extra stick clicks and stuff. But so that's the general idea. I like doing buzz rolls, my buzz roll practicing. I like doing it on a practice pad or a snare drum with the snares turned off. Okay, I do that because it's super, super hard to get something that sounds really clean on a practice pad or on a snare drum with the snares turned off. It's really, really difficult to get that to sound like a clean, smooth buzz roll the way we want it to. And that means that you have to work extra hard to get it to sound that way. And then when you finally do, when you flip those snares on, I call the snares the cover of all sins, right? If you turn those snares on, that extra buzzing, any like little tiny lumps or bumps in your buzz roll, it's gonna clear it right out, and you won't be able to hear it, right? That's not to say be lazy about the practice process, but if you happen to make one of those little mistakes, it's not going to be like something that's super duper audible every single time. So practice it on a pad. Try and get a really smooth, consistent buzz roll on a pad. Try and get it on a snare drum without the snares off. And then once you feel like you're starting to get it, then try to turn those snares on. Okay. Now the other thing, if you're doing concert playing, like if you're doing concert snare drum in a band setting, in junior high, high school, college band, or if you're doing like solo snare drum stuff, and you're trying to work on your buzzes, one thing that'll make a huge difference, and I know some people may think this is kind of a dumb statement that doesn't need to be said, but other people that maybe don't know, use concert snare drum sticks. Okay. Again, I know that sounds obvious, but concert snare drum sticks are designed differently than drum set sticks. Okay. Drum set sticks are weighted towards the back. So when you play your stroke, like on a ride cymbal or something, you can really feel it. You hit it and then it wants to come back towards you. Concert snare drum sticks are weighted towards the front. And so it really helps pull the stick down when you're trying to do, not just buzz rolls, but when you're trying to play really soft material, having the sticks like kind of pulling forward is really, really helpful. And I've had a lot of students where they've been using drum set sticks, and we work on buzz rolls for a long time with those drum set sticks. And then when they get them sounding pretty good, then I'll hand them here's my shameless plug for Innovative Percussion, my CL-1s. I love using CL-1s as like kind of my go-to, snare drum stick. I'll once they've kind of got them like sounding okay with drum set sticks, then I'll hand them my CL-1s and I'll be like, all right, do a buzz roll, and it's like butter as soon as they get some like good concert sticks in their hands. Okay, so get concert sticks, use concert sticks while you're doing buzz roll stuff. If you're doing concert stuff, if you're doing drum set, obviously you don't need concert sticks to play. If you're trying to work on buzz rolls for the sake of like incorporating it in your drum set playing. Okay, so. Thank you. I hope this has been informative. I'm gonna try and stick a couple more videos. I'll do one where I'm just playing on a snare and you guys can hear the buzz roll, not on a practice pad that's sitting on top of a djembe. This is kind of my improvised setup for my snow day. But I'll do one on a good snare drum when I get back into music around. And I will I'll also put up a little video where I'm doing buzz rolls again with the overhead drum set video cam, so you can see buzz rolls kind of in context that way too. So thank you again. I want to say thank you to Innovative Percussion, best sticks and mallets on the market. I want to say thank you to Music Around Toledo, where I'm not there today, but I will probably be there in the next little video, short video that's going to happen right after this, after I'm done talking right now. And I want to thank all of you for continuing to watch these things and continuing to share them. I'm enjoying doing these, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching them and learning from them. So thank you.